E-commerce has changed forever. We now have more ways than ever to run lean, efficient, and incredibly profitable stores. I'm talking about chatbots that handle 90% of customer queries, voice agents that capture sales 24/7, and AI-powered growth operators that keep the business running without you. But wait, there's more. Founders who embrace this aren't just saving time, they're scaling faster than ever. And I run stores that have generated over £1.5 million in sales, and I only spend about an hour a day running them. And my clients, they're doing over 50k a month with tiny teams. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build the infrastructure needed so you are no longer the bottleneck in your own growth. So why listen to me? As I say, I've generated over £1.5 million in revenue with my ecom stores. I've now helped founders go from 0 to 10k a month and from 10k to 100k a month by getting past the bottleneck of infrastructure, by putting systems, VAs and automation in place so their business grows without relying on them. I think what people do so wrong is they focus so heavily on acquisition, new customers, that they forget that they need to be able to handle those new customers and give a great customer experience. So infrastructure becomes the bottleneck as soon as you've got demand in your business. So what's happened now is that there's been a huge shift, and that's the point of this video today. We now have a system where AI plus VAs is the hybrid model that means we can get to huge scale in a small amount of time. That's because AI can take over significant chunks of your business. So the main two ways that I do that now for customer service is through AI chatbots. You can literally set up a chatbot and it will read all of your product data, all of the data on your website about the products you sell, and answer 90% of customer queries by reading the information that you've given to it. Also, voice agents. It's an AI robot that will answer the phone to your customers and sound like a human with breaths and saying And it also reads all the data that you give to it about your business and can answer 90% of the inquiries. And then the hybrid model is that we have growth operators, so virtual assistants that work alongside the AI to mop up the 10% of inquiries that can't be handled by AI. This means we've got 24/7 support, and if we need a person involved, they can be with them within 24 hours for every single customer with a bespoke solution for that customer. So it means that the systems that we have in place give the highest quality customer service to our customers, and it means that we're setting the standard in the industry for how to look after customers, because expectations are going to rise. When AI gets better and better at giving accurate, immediate responses to our customers are going to expect that as a standard. And if you're not moving with the times and being able to offer 24/7 accurate, immediate responses to customers, you're going to be left behind. So we need the systems in place to meet those rising standards. So AI will give you that scale. It gives you also higher standards to achieve and therefore better customer service. And ultimately, business growth comes down to how good of an experience can you give to your customers. You have to exceed their expectations in order for them to come back. So make sure you do that with AI. It's never been more simple to do that and to scale quickly, but as long as you embrace it rather than shy away from it. So how do you actually go about systemizing your business? Well, I've got a framework to walk you through now. The first step is to treat your business like a machine. There is an input and output equation to your business. It's a machine that takes customers' problems and it gives solutions, and the business facilitates that and it spits out income for you as the founder and for the business to continue growing. Now, when you view your business as a machine rather than just a hobby or an activity that you do as a founder, you start to realize that everything that gets completed in your business is a set of steps, step by step, of a business going through a process in order to take customers from their problems, deliver the solution, and generate income for the business at the back end of it. When you start seeing it like that, you realize that every action or every task that you complete for your business is part of a larger machine. So start viewing it as a machine, and that allows you to take a step back and grow the machine or oil the machine so it works sustainably and it works without needing you. It's its own separate entity. Too many founders initially don't view the business as a separate entity. They just view it as an extension of themselves. And all that means is that they are then relied upon completely for the growth of that business. And then you are the ceiling. Your business can then only grow to the level of time that you can put into that business. You need to see it separately. Now, once you've got the machine in your mind and you can clearly see that it's separate from you, we can now operate that machine and we can now work on that machine to grow to the infrastructure needed in order to scale that business. So the way I do this is by looking at all the processes that we've identified or all the tasks that you take in order for that business to grow, all of the functions of that machine to take people from their problem to the solution. and we document that. We get intentional about the actions that you're taking, and we create SOPs. So SOPs are standard operating procedures, just checklists basically of how you do every task in your business. And we need to have a library of these SOPs. So on my Google Drive, it's super organized with checklists of how everything is completed in the business. So it's easy for us to operate that business without me being involved day to day. So you create your SOPs. Then, once you've got a clear picture of how your business operates in terms of SOPs, we can then see which of those processes can be automated with AI and which of those processes are perfect for outsourcing with virtual assistants. So we always automate first, because there's no point outsourcing tasks to a human that can be done by a robot that never gets ill, a robot that never takes days off, a robot that doesn't need to take bank holidays, and a robot that can handle customer inquiries 24/7. So that's the best type of outsourcing, is to AI automation. The second best type is to a growth operator, which is what I put into businesses. Growth operators, so virtual assistants that will handle your hybrid business, complete all of the SOPs that makes the business grow, and make sure it's ready and giving great customer experience. Now, I've done that for my business. So I've generated the sales that I have with just 2 VAs at full time. One's been with me now for 3 years, the other for 2 years. And it's the type of growth operators that I put into other e-commerce businesses now to help my clients grow to that scale as well. So if you want me to look into your business and see how we can make the most of this change in e-commerce and put in this VA and AI hybrid model, then look in the description and let's book in a call and we can chat about whether I can help you with this. First link in the description. Now, with that in place, with VAs as well as automation, your business can then run without you. So all of the day-to-day tasks are running without you so that your time is completely freed up for scaling. And that's the next step. Now that you have the time and also the headspace to focus on scale, you can make sure that all of your time, all of your hours are going into the most important tasks. And that's what you need to do as a founder. The more time you spend on tasks that really grow your business, the more your business can grow. So let me tell you how I've implemented that into my business. So when I first started my business, which is over 4.5 years ago now, I was completely relied upon. And there is a period of time where you have to be the one that gets that business off the ground. So I built my Shopify store, uploaded the products, started running ads, and started getting sales through that business, but I was wearing every hat. So I could only scale to a certain point. And that point will be different for everyone watching this video, depending on your experience, depending on how much demand there is for your products. But you'll reach a time where you're feeling burnt out and you're starting to think, I can't continue scaling this because I can't actually handle the growth of this business, because you can't handle the customer inquiries or you can't handle the orders, and standards are slipping and customers are having worse experiences, and maybe you'll start to see poor reviews on your store because you're starting to slip away from handling that business. And that is the perfect opportunity to make sure that your infrastructure is not the bottleneck to your growth. So you can either act quickly and prevent it from becoming the bottleneck, or if you're already at that point, you'll feel the pain and we need to stop that bottleneck from preventing you from growing. Now, what I did at that point was hire my first virtual assistant, and straight away they could handle the customer service, the order fulfillment, the stock keeping, the website updating, and I was free from those tasks to focus on how we could grow now that the capacity was taken care of. I brought in another virtual assistant so that my store was taken care of 24/7 and 7 days a week. And suddenly my business could scale because it had the capacity for me to increase my ad spend, and my revenue tripled within 2 months after hiring the VAs. So saw huge growth. And because I saw huge growth, and I realized that the problem wasn't acquisition, the problem for people scaling was infrastructure, I've now helped my friends essentially in the market who became clients because I could see that they're in the same position as me. And I've helped them go from doing, say, 40K a month to generating over 100K a month in a single 30-day period, because they have the infrastructure to handle the extra ad spend that they're putting into the business. So it's so easy for people to get carried away and just think new customers all the time and think about acquisition, when really, do you have the infrastructure, the operations in place to handle the scale? And if you don't get that right, your business will crash and burn and you'll pull the plug because you're so burnt out. So don't let it get to that stage. So that's how it's worked for my business. I've generated over £1.5 million in sales. That's because I don't need to be there every single day. And what happened with other founders is as soon as they were able to document their processes and give those processes away, they were then also able to spend time working on the income generating tasks, whether that's Google ads, whether that's Meta ads, whether that's email marketing, whatever it is that your single best acquisition channel for your business. Think about how much you could grow if you could put all of your time into that channel rather than being stressed and burnt out and spending time on other tasks in that time. So that's how I've worked for myself. I've seen it work for countless other business owners. So make sure that you step back from the day-to-day, get your capacity in place, and that removes you as the bottleneck and your business can grow to huge levels. So e-commerce has changed forever. It's never going to go back to the way it used to be with large teams and needing huge infrastructure. You can now use systems, automation, and AI and delegation in order to scale your business to huge heights with a very lean team and very lean operations, but only if you know how to scale sustainably in a way that your capacity can handle the extra scale. So if you want to speak with me about how I can put this into your business, or even just for me to audit your business and see where your biggest opportunities are, then feel free to book in a call with the first link in the description. I'd love to chat with you about your specific business and how you can grow it to the levels that you want to grow to. So with that said, I'll speak to you soon. Hope you've enjoyed this video today, and I'll catch you in the next one.